Hello everyone, Pierce Station here. Welcome to a new video that we're going to be discussing the three type of cards that can't be negated in the game that I currently am aware of. And also, as you can see on the screen right now, this is the last 28 days on this channel. We have gotten almost 4,000 views, 22 new subscribers, 198 watch hours, which when we hit 4,000, this channel will be monetized. And when I hit 1,000 subs, we will be monetized as well. We are currently sitting at 88 as of today, which is 1/4/2022. And I'm very appreciative of everyone who comes in and tries to support me for what I do. I do appreciate everything you do. Just wanted to go ahead and show you guys this. And very, very appreciative of what you guys do for me subscribing, the whole. So what we're going to do here is, as you see, most of them are coming from the Blue Eyes Shining. But here lately, you guys have helped with this video too. This video is the actual deck profile of the guy who did beat that Blue Eyes deck right here. Well, I guess both of them, technically. Because the deck that I ran was like a mixed variant of these both, which is very, very fast, and he still beat it with this deck due to Forbidden Droplet. So, again, if you guys have not checked out the Cyber Dragon deck, you have not commented, left likes on it, anything, go and watch it. It's a very good deck. You can actually get some good ideas if you're a Cyber Dragon player, or if you're interested in one day building a Cyber Dragon deck. You can build that deck for, I'd say, around $370. Get my cat off here. She's gonna annoy me. Down. But basically, Cyber Dragons are really cheap. They're really affordable. I paid for mine for about, I think it's $71, including shipping. So it's not really gonna cost a whole lot in order to build Cybers if you're interested. Cybers are really affordable. Today I have been working on a meta Exodia deck. I did comprise cards, and I'll probably put it on an EDO today or tomorrow. But I'm going to go ahead and order those cards and get them here, and then show you guys the deck profile. Exodia does not use extra deck, so, or at least not that I have it yet. So basically, the way it is it's draw based. Like it's crazy. Like I can't even tell you guys how efficient that Exodia deck is now that I've added many cards to it. And like I said, I'll save it for the EDO video I do, but I'll eventually will get to the deck profile in the next 2 weeks, I'd say. Because it's something that you'll really like. It's really affordable too. It's another low budget deck that you could take to a tournament, use that deck, and get good success out of it. So Exodia and Cybers are two really good decks that you can instantly go to a tournament at locals. If you're starting off, you're gonna be at locals. You ain't going to regionals. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's just. It's very unique in its own way, to be honest. Like I said, I just wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about this. So we're going to go ahead and get off of this now, and we're going to go to Google, and I'm going to show you one of the cards that I'm talking about, and I just mentioned it a minute ago. Forbidden Droplet. Go to TCG, I'll show you the actual card and all the rulings on it and everything. And this card is actually really good if you use it right, because for a turn you can basically just shut everything out. As you can see, the market price on this thing, there's a reason that it is that much. There's the market price, and there's your median price. Not very often do you get this card for cheap. This is Forbidden Droplet. Okay. So for this card, Forbidden Droplet, like I said, in that deck, that guy had 3 of them. He owns a card shop, so you know he's been looking for this card for a long time. I guess since he heard it came out. So it's what stopped my Blue Eyes deck in general, because I have cards to negate, but I can't negate this. With Cyber Dragons, if you use this, you can make it pretty hard for your opponent, because I can't negate this, which gives me a lot of trouble. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this to you. Forbidden Droplet. Send any number of other cards from your hand or field to the graveyard, not including this card. Choose that many effect monsters your opponent controls, and until the end of this turn, their attack is halved. Also, the effects are negated. In response to this card's activation, your opponent cannot activate cards or the effects of the original same type monster, spell, and trap as the card sent to the graveyard to activate this card. You can only activate this once per turn. So if they send a monster, a trap, and a spell to the graveyard, you're completely locked out. You can't do anything, which is what he did to me, because I had cards to stop this. I had effects to stop this, but I can't activate them. Even with Hope Harbinger, which is who I had out on the field when he done this, still couldn't do anything. Even though I can negate spell cards, I can't negate this, which is a bummer. But that's why this is going at $126 pop, which you see it right here, it's $150. So like I said, can't do anything with it. There's not really much you can do with this. Once it's out, it's just kind of there. Would I run this in my Blue Eyes deck? No. Reason 4 is I would have to give up a monster, a spell, and a trap in order to get this to go off. And that's really hard to do, especially in Blue Eyes, where you need every single card in that deck in order to do this. Now, a deck like Cyber Dragons, you don't really have to worry about it, because normally the traps, you don't use them very often. So big card there. Okay, so now we're going to get on to the other one, and it is Dark Ruler No More. Okay, and this is another big one. I'll just click one of them, it doesn't matter. This card's not as expensive, because you still leave to where you can use your spells and your traps. So okay, so Dark Ruler No More, the reason it's so good is you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end of the turn. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, your opponent takes no damage. Neither player can activate monster effects in response to this card's activation, which means when you activate this, the effects of their face-up monsters are completely negated. The only negative is you can't do any damage. But again, this card is very good because your monster effects are completely done away with. You can't really do anything with it. Again, would I run this in Blue Eyes? Could, but wouldn't do you any good, because with Blue Eyes, you're trying to defeat your opponent as fast as you can. You're not really trying to sit back and wait on them. You're trying to go straight at them with full force, because if you try to wait on your opponent, they will get around your cards, because Blue Eyes doesn't have the best effects. It doesn't have the worst effects either. Now, a deck like Drytron is it's not really prone to this. Drytron is a deck that is very fast, very lethal, and has a lot of effects. A lot of good effects. I'll also go over that too and show you guys my YCS version that I normally run on EDO as well. It runs about 46 cards, I think. But also, it doesn't really mess around. It's got all the negates that go along with it, all the Drytron monsters, which makes it even that much more lethal, which is problematic for my opponents, not really me. So, again, Dark Ruler No More. You can use this in a lot of different decks, and it works really good for you in a lot of different decks. It's not a quick play spell, which is kind of a bummer, because if you could use it on your opponent's turn, this card would be just that much better. But unfortunately, it is not. And let me see if I can figure out the last card. I'm actually going to search it up here on my phone because I don't remember the name of it. It was newer. Let's see here. Non-counterable spell cards. Let's see what we got here. There is one. Let's see. Because there are a few. If I can find them. Like, I forget what it's called. I'll know it when I see it. I have the card. I don't know how much it's worth. It's actually a pretty good time for me to see how much it's worth exactly. Because it's a very good card. I was actually reading it. I just don't know if I'm going to use it with anything. Because literally I don't know the worth of it. But from what I was seeing, it looked like it was going to be a pretty good card. I forget what I got it out of. But I think just about all the goblin cards are pretty good. There's not really a whole lot you can do with it. It's here somewhere. I'll find the damn thing. No, that ain't it. And I forget what it's called. Dude, it's literally brand new. I just had it. What is it called? It's good, whatever it is. Man. Tell you what. I'll find the card. I'll be right back. Just hang on. So, alright, I have returned. The card is called the Hidden Fangs of Revenge. I would actually never found it by searching up goblin cards. But let me show you this one. Now, this one's a little different. Let's see. Hidden Fangs of Revenge. There it is. This is another card that you can't respond to. How unfortunate. Now, you can negate the card. Well, actually, no, you can't. Because it's a quick play spell. So you can't. Okay, so here you go. If you don't know this card, here it is. It's fairly cheap. No one actually uses this card that I know of. I don't use it. I can think of some scenarios where I'd use it. But it says neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. When a monster declares an attack, destroy 2 set cards you control, and if you do, negate that attack. Then if any monster cards were destroyed by this effect and sent to the graveyard, choose one and destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible with less attack or equal to that of the monster's defense. Then it becomes the end phase. You can only activate 1 Hidden Fangs of Revenge per turn. Now, I think if I look up artifact, don't run this in your deck. I'll go over this in just a second. Artifact of Lancia. I'm pretty sure. Is it 2300? Yeah. If I used it in Drytron with the artifact of Lancia, I'd be able to pop almost anything. So, because it would be 2300. And especially some monsters, that's not quite how they work. So, really good there. So, we're going to go ahead and talk about the artifact of Scythe. Now, if you're wondering how this works, this is this is off topic. This has nothing to do with cards. You know, there can't be, activated effects due to them, because, you know, those certain cards I just named off, you can't negate whatsoever. Like, can't. There's no way. So this is the artifact Scythe. It says you can set this card from your hand to your spell and trap zones as a spell card, like I do with all my artifacts if I'm not using them. During your opponent's turn, when this set card in the spell and trap zones is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, supposed to summon it. If this card is supposed to summon during your opponent's turn, your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn. So, what happens here is this card's getting banned. From all the sources that I've been hearing, talking to, the artifact, the Scythe, is getting banned. Imperial Order is getting banned. There's another one that's getting banned. I'm trying to remember what. Oh, I forget its name. Shit. Actually, I don't need that. I got this. Yeah, this is where I was doing everything. What are you called, my guy? I don't see it. It's the dragon, whatever it is. Where are you, guy? I don't see it. Maybe I'm typing in the name wrong. I'm sure that's what it is. Let me see here. If I type that in, maybe it'll pop up somewhere. I'm not seeing it. I'm getting this guy to pop up, but I ain't getting the card that I'm looking for to pop up, so that kinda sucks. Hold on. That. We'll go all. Let's see what I can find for you. So we're actually gonna skip all that. Go ahead and hit this. OCG. Yeah, OCG changes on the 1st. Ours changes later. Yeah, here. So we know about all this stuff. Crossouts 2 or 1. I wonder if Konami TCG will do anything about DPE. Probably not. It's gonna be honest. Yeah, I agree with this. Fusion Destiny to 1 is enough of a hit. You know, I do agree. Yeah. Imperial Order was one that I've been hearing for a long time that things are going to be happening. Which one is this? TCG. In effect until October 1st. Well, I know all these. I was wanting to see if they have any new ones up yet. Tell you what. Let's go to YouTube. We'll find it on there. As you see, I've searched it quite a bit because I've been trying to get it. Yeah, Max C is apparently supposed to come off the ban list. Imperial Order, Mystic Mime. I didn't know about Fractal going down, nor the Soundman Great. Yeah, we already knew about that. I got to that before he did. Speaking of which, there's my video. Just cool. If again you ain't checked out that Cyber Dragon deck, please do, because I've done that with my phone. Because I didn't have anything else. All my computer and shit's at home, and I'm not doing it with a webcam. So again, I do advise you to check it out. I'm kind of wanting. I ain't gonna hit a big YouTuber's video because I'm not going to. Tato, go sit down. I'm not telling you again. Do that again, I'm locking you outside. Not locking her outside, there's an out sword. As you can see, there's that, and there's a room on the other side of that, which is right by the front door. It has no insulation, so it's a little bit colder because it's like, what cold is it? 30 degrees. So, I mean, it still get the heat, but it's a little bit colder. But she don't want to be in there. I don't either. So I couldn't blame her. But if I have to, I'll sit her out there for like 20, 30 minutes for punishment. Get down. Now. Go. 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 You're not supposed to be up here. No, she gets on my nerves a little bit, but that's just any cat. Any animal you have. So, more specifically, this guy's not as famous, is he? TCG tally 2.58. Okay, so we're actually gonna watch this guy's video because, again, I don't support the, the bigger ones. We're just gonna watch this. Definitely clickbait. I love that. I really do. Sangan? Definitely clickbait. I love it. Yo, go subscribe to this guy. In fact, I'll do it right now. Pro. Yeah, subscribe to that guy. That guy is cool as fuck. But, I'll watch your video later, TCG Tally. He actually does have one. I think I've watched you lately. There it is. To where this one, is more. He gets. He hits good points. Let's see. But he does have the one that I was told. Let's see, which one is it? It might be one of the first ones he talks about here. Okay, there's a Scythe. There is another one. There it is. This is the card I was looking for. Yeah, Scythe is getting banned, and Arch Nemesis Protoss. That's what it is. So we'll go ahead and we'll go. That's not the one I was wanting. Hit that. So we'll go ahead and back to Google. So Arch Nemesis Protoss. Like I said, the guy's pretty funny. I like him. He makes good content just like me. So again, go and support that guy. And if he has any problems with this video, I will take it down. I won't even question it. So the card goes for 30 bucks pop. As you can see lately, it is skyrocketed down because they're getting word that this card is being banned, and I got word that it is being banned too. I haven't faced this card too many times, but I haven't had many problems with it. But I would like to go ahead and read it here and see exactly what the problem with this card could be. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from the hand by banishing 3 different monsters with different attributes from the graveyard. So you can use that in about any deck. And or face the field. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. You can declare 1 monster attribute on the field. Destroy all monsters with that attribute. Also, until the end of the next turn, neither player can special summon monsters with that attribute. Huh. I see the problem. Yeah, I see the problem. Because the cost to get it out is not that difficult. Declare 1 attribute on the field. Destroy all monsters on the field with that attribute. Stop a lot of decks that way. Yeah, I see why this is getting banned. Definitely. Yeah, this one's definitely in the top. Of course, Imperial Order. Imperial Order is a card that's... You can't lock everything out. I mean... You can do a lot of things, but you can't use Mystic Mime and Imperial Order at the same time. It just don't work. Like it just don't work. Sorry, but it don't. See, because here's Imperial Order, and I mean it's not like, you know, it says as long as this card remains on the field, negate the effects of all spells. Pay 700 to keep this card on the field. If you can't, this card's destroyed. So here's the deal. Like, this isn't a choice. Like, it's gonna keep hitting you for 700 regardless. That's the thing about it. Like, that's not a choice. It's not like, well, you can pay 700. No, this is pay 700 life points during each of your standby phases. If you cannot, the card is destroyed. Well, if you can, then yeah, it's gonna keep using this. And then if you have any spells that you're trying to use, you can lock yourself out of the game. Don't really see like right now in this phase of the game where it's really gonna bother you. One I did want to look up while I'm on here is Unity's ruler. I spelled that wrong. Yeah. Oh, what did I just click? Okay, yeah, there it is. So here's the deal. This card cannot be special summoned while this card is on the field. Your opponent cannot special summon monsters. That's cool and all. I'd only run this as a 1. Using something like Drytron. Blue Eyes, you can get into this, but it's not really that great. You'd need something that pulls level 8 fairies, though. But with Drytron, you can pull fairies like that, so. What I'd end up doing is probably tribute monsters in order to get into this. which I've actually thought about doing. You can see how much it is, and for good reason, because it's a very good card. Vanity Ruler in a Drytron deck is very, very good, especially with us upcoming into YCS territory. As in, I go live 18 days from now for the one in California, playing it remotely. So, you know, it's not going to be easy for me to win 12 games, so, because that's what they told us we'd end up playing, unless there's a tiebreaker, and there won't be. There never is. Normally someone either runs out of time or they just get beat flat out. Like, I don't ever run into, you don't ever see in YCS where people just stall out and they're just like, I was like, oh, well, I can't do anything here. And he's like, well, I can't either. No. Someone's gonna hit each other and they're gonna hit pretty hard. Me, I always was able to get through people pretty easily. Any decks except for Tri Brigade, sometimes prank kids would stall me out for a few turns, but I could end up running over top of them. But the decks that really stop me is like the Tri Brigade, Lyrilusk, Dogmatica Invoked, and Virtual World. Besides that, there's not really anything that stops me. I get hit with the Eldritch, I get hit with Dark Magicians, I get hit with shit, what's that other one? The Live Twins. Now that's a pretty good deck, but they don't stand up to Drytron. That's the thing. Like, you can keep getting like better cards for the Evil Twins, but until Evil Twins gets better support, it just doesn't hold up to Drytron, because Drytron's too quick, too fast, and too lethal. Virtual World is the closest thing to Drytron, if I have to be honest. Like, when you say, well, what would be the best cards, you know, going against you and the current meta as it is right now? For me, like I said, it's use Drytron, Virtual World, Prank Kids at times. Dogmatica Invoked is a very popular one. What was the other one I just said? I forget what it was. But again, those decks are really good in the meta. Sword Soul, not so much anymore. When it first came in, it was really good, because again, it was running DPE, and the cards were limited, where now they're talking about limiting Sword Soul Emerge, which slows the deck down entirely. And then if the TCG bans the Destiny Hero Fusion, then it's going to be dead. They'll be running Dragoon in the damn thing, and it's not going to be as good, because it's not meant to run Dragoon. Some decks just aren't meant to run Dragoon and Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer. I thought Sword Soul was very good with Phoenix Enforcer, even though it doesn't really fit the archetype. It really helped draw cards, which sped up Sword Soul to the level of like Drytron or Virtual World. But if the ban list comes out the way it is, then after January 20 or 17th, whatever it is, it's going to be completely slowed down, and it's not even going to be worth your time, really. Like, you're just going to look at it and be like, well, this would be cool, but I'm not going to use that. So, you know, we're going to later sometime today, tomorrow, whenever, I don't know when we'll get to it, but I'm going to go over the meta, really break it down, what people's using nowadays, and why, you know, there's still a high percentage of players that still use Drytron, but they're trying to get away from it, and they're trying to make something to beat it, which isn't a bad thing, because Drytron is beatable. Don't get me wrong. I love the deck, but it is beatable. If you start off with the Herald of Ultimateness, and you got one or two fairies in hand, you can shut down the game. Like, you don't even have to try. Because for a ritual monster, you don't even have to have Queritus and Dragons at that point. You can just keep sending Bent into the graveyard and keep sending Item into the graveyard, and you're set up for golden success. The only thing that I would probably do other than my normal cards is I might run another Idaten just so I can really get her in my hand, because she's unlimited. Unlike Benton, who is not. I wish Benton was unlimited, because I would do the same thing with Benton. And I probably wouldn't even run some of the other cards that I run, because if I have those in my hand, I really can get in my dry draw monsters very easily, very frequently too. So, again, I am preparing for YCS. I think this Saturday when I go down to locals play, again, I go down there and play for fun. I might go down there because I've lost a couple of games here and there. Saturday, I was testing out Cyber Dragons, trying to see how I felt with it. Again, Cyber Dragons isn't complete. It went 1-3. Faced Evil Twins. I faced Dogmatica Invoked, and I faced what was the other one? I don't remember what the hell it was. Actually, I don't think we played anybody else. I think we... Was that 1-3? Yeah, I was 1-3. I remember losing 3 times. Who else beat me? I don't know. But yeah, you get the hint. They're pretty good decks. Like, these aren't just like your slop together decks that you find at locals. These are well crafted decks. Again, very good cards. So, you know, with each deck, I keep a tally of my win totals when I'm at locals, and you probably wonder why I do that. I like to know the percentage of my deck wins. Blue Eyes, it's barely over 90% for its win percentage. Drytron is 99.1, and Cyber Dragons right now is 25%. But it's not complete, so don't get shaken up there. I don't have the Forbidden Droplet. I don't have my Fortress Dragons, and I wasn't running Fusion Deployment, which I am now. So again, every deck you build along the way, and you worry about it later. Don't worry about it now. You worry about it later. Drytron is a deck that is going to be a big staple, and until they actually hit that deck, besides something other than Benta and Eva, they're not really going to be doing much. Because, you know, people, they try to hit the mark right at 40 cards. It's not a bad idea. But if you're only running 5 fairies in the deck, and you're not consistently bouncing Benton off, and you're trying to draw into your plays, then you're not really going to be set up for a lot of success. Where my actual Drytron deck runs 46, and this is for the YCS, and it has 11 fairies in it, to where it consistently bounces right off of each other and consistently gets me what I'm looking for, which is what you want out of the deck. You don't want to stall for any reason, especially at YCS, because they've got decks that are some odd $1,000. Drytron, it might be $1,000. I don't think so anymore. I'd say the deck probably is a lot more affordable than when I first bought it. When I first bought it, the deck was worth $1,500. Yeah, and I built the whole deck, including Zeus. Zeus, I got a discount on because I bought him $1 off Amazon. Some third-party seller, don't know. It was a secret rare one, right before the 10s came out. You've seen me show it. It is the secret rare one, so I've had it for a long time. I had it in my first deck profile, and I still have it today. So Zeus is just a card, like, I use it when I have to, and most of the time it gets used as Dragonic Futures material, which is a pretty good idea. But, you know, we'll get into that into another video. I think I dragged this video out long enough. Whenever the cards that you can't answer to, I've went over possible ban cards on the ban list. Again, don't heed me on that or that other guy. But, again, subscribe to that guy because I put him in this video. And he's a pretty cool dude. I think he's got some pretty good ideas and pretty good guesses for the ban list. And also, we have went over my Drytron cards, decks, and the percentages that they win. Again, I don't really bullshit. Like, if they're good, and if they're not good, I normally tell people. Like, I'm like, hey, don't use this deck. It's not very good. But, like I said, we'll get to this later. Cyber Dragons is almost done. Just give it a little more time. I've got almost every card. I say I have like 97% of them. I'm only missing like 1 or 2 cards. So, when I get those cards, I'll instantly do the deck profile for it. So you can see my version of it without Forbidden Droplet. I would actually like to have Forbidden Droplet and Galaxy Soldier for it. But I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here for today. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this little side of me talking about all these different subjects all at once. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't know when that'll be. But I'm Pierce Nation, and I'll see you in the next video. Pierce Nation out.